Hi everyone. So I'm gonna, wrap up today about a little bit what I learned this past week about the TRIP model and looking into that. So the TRIP model is a model designed to improve the area of research or the research base in injury prevention, which happens to be a very interesting field to me, research topic. And TRIP stands for Translating Research into Injury Prevention Practice. And there are 6 stages of TRIP. The first one is injury surveillance, which entails, as we know, the NCAA injury surveillance system, looking at injuries and seeing what's important, what is really prevalent, what needs to be studied and looked into further. And at this point, we have a ton of information about injuries, and now it's time to move on to the next stage, which stage 2 is understanding why they occur. What are the mechanisms? What are the risk factors? Are they intrinsic or extrinsic? Are they modifiable or non-modifiable? So it's really looking at that, and then getting some research on understanding why these injuries occur. Next, we're going to look at, after that, the research is going to start to look at conclusions or solutions. How can we train or correct and reduce the injuries? How can we, and then developing appropriate measures for doing so. So, for example, the FIFA 11 Plus found that there's a ton of ACL injuries in women or young girls who play soccer, and they understood that. Then they looked into why they occur, and then now they're looking into, or after that, the program is based on creating more appropriate prevention measures. And so they created it, they tested it, and then they looked at, does it work well? Does it not work well? It turns out it works well, which would be the fourth. The fourth part is testing the efficacy. Does it work? And then the fifth part of the TRIP is, can it be applied to the real world? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? Opportunities, and setbacks, and what are the current positions of all the current safety hazards. And then 6 is actually implementing it as a clinician, and then in the real world setting, understanding what's going on, and then evaluating what's working, what's not working, and reflecting on that. In terms of my use of the TRIP, before this, I don't think I ever realized it, but this week I'm going to begin to implement an injury prevention plan for my volleyball girls. I'm going to do a movement screening this coming week, and then I'm going to try and build a prevention program based off of their results on that. I don't necessarily think I do everything in the order that they say for the TRIP. For example, I think I implement plans without necessarily always looking very in depth at their research. But I look at my athletes more, so I see what their need is, which is injury surveillance in itself. So I guess I am kind of doing it in that order, but I don't normally implement it before and use that as my research. I think I generally come up with stuff and not use stuff that's already been published and proven to work. I try and experiment a little bit on my own, get a little bit creative. I enjoy that part. The limitations about the TRIP, though, are you rely on the quality research, and we can't necessarily guarantee that if we're not doing the research ourselves, we can't guarantee that we're getting the research for the right patient population and areas like that, making it very specific. So that's my point of view. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend and have a great day.